I wanted to talk about tattoos today. This is something that's been on my mind for a few days, and my husband and I were actually talking about this a few days ago. But a lot of people may not even realize how tattoos are spell work. And I have two tattoos. Mine are cultural. Sorry, I burned myself cooking. Mine are cultural. So, to honor my heritage, my culture, my ancestors. So that's one thing. I don't think I would ever obviously grow to regret any of that kind of a thing. However, sometimes we may not be aware of how tattoos are spell work and how it could impact our energy, our lives, and what we're taking into ourselves. And here's the thing. As we learn more information, gain more knowledge, it's okay to change. It's okay to change our minds. So some people may begin to feel like, okay, it's time to cover up a tattoo to bring in new energy, or some people may even take the route of removal, which all of that. But here's the thing, tattoos are spells. Anything with a point is a wand. And so when you're taking a tattoo needle, it's just like how we say words are spells. So especially if you're getting words tattooed on you, but it doesn't have to be words. It could be symbols or pictures and things like that. That tattoo needle then becomes a wand, and you are then taking it into your skin, which is an organ, and you're taking it into your bloodstream, which is your life force. And so then you're literally a walking spell. So I say that to say, choose tattoos wisely. Obviously they can be a beautiful thing. I think tattoos are beautiful. Obviously I have two of them. But when we think about things, for example, getting somebody's name tattooed on you, especially if it's like a love interest, right? Be very cautious of that, because here's the thing. Even if you think that it's going to, because it's a bonding spell. So even if you think that you're going to be happy forever, which you cannot guarantee because life does happen, you might think that it's going to keep the connection, the bond strong. However, that's also pretty dangerous sometimes, because if you do grow apart, if things do become toxic, that is where, for example, things like stalkers come into play, because you've now done this bonding ritual by tattooing this person's name on yourself or vice versa. And it could become a problem, even though at one point you thought you would be happy forever and can't foresee that. But, just be cautious of that kind of a thing. So if you are one of those people and you no longer are with the person or no longer resonate with the person, you may want to consider getting it covered up or changed or whatever it might be to draw in the new energy. Same thing goes for symbols. Now, this might ruffle some feathers, but when you think about like a cross, for example, that is it's a torture device. And even though some of you may use the framework of, it's to represent sacrifice, well, then you're taking in the energy of sacrifice into you. It's basically you saying like you're honoring somebody who paid for your mistakes or your sins, and instead of taking accountability for yourself. That's a conversation for another day, but that can also be problematic in terms of putting that spell work energy into you, right? So again, when you learn more knowledge, it's okay for your mind to change. So I just say that to say, tattoos are spells. Choose your tattoos wisely. I think tattoos are beautiful, but you do want to consider the energy you're bringing into yourself, into your life force, and all of that. So if you feel like you want to research getting things covered up, if you are feeling like you want to break the ties of whatever spell you put into place without realizing, look into that. Anything you need to do. But whoever needs to hear this is for. Bye.